Bonjour, énergie.
Bonjour, énergie. Bayona brought this heightened sense of terror and danger into this story. I feel like it's like the first Jurassic World was so much about the park is open and the celebration of that, and there's a sense of adventure and humor, and it felt kind of American in a way. And then this movie is really the story of this becoming a global phenomenon, of taking these dinosaurs off the island and what happens then.
If you look at his resume leading up to this with films like The Orphanage and A Monster Calls, The Impossible, it's really a combination of all those things. He was really the perfect filmmaker. And
I knew that, he could definitely give us a sense of intensity, of suspense, of horror to what we were doing, but also I find him to be excellent at seeing fear through the eyes of a child.
The first time Colin Trevorrow pitched me the story, he told me that he thought about me because of The Orphanage, and I was very shocked about it. Then he told me that the second half of the movie was going to be like a haunted house, and I just loved the idea of having the chance of creating these suspense pieces with dinosaurs.
Probably some of the running downhill was really difficult. I mean, long one shots of running downhill.
Yeah, that took definitely a lot of endurance, and for you, a lot of pain tolerance, because he had.
Can you? Why?
Oh, Chris!
Can you hear that?
Yeah, no, that's from that. But there were something that's so fun with these movies is that they're cinematically groundbreaking. They're meant to be that way. That's why Jurassic Park 25 years ago left such an impression on all of us. And that's something that J.A. really brought, and in particular with the water sequence. He really had a vision for that, and it really paid off. In
writing those sequences and designing those sequences, there were some where I would be like, well, I wonder how he's going to do that. Like the underwater sequence, for example. It's easy to write that stuff, but to actually execute three people underwater as a sphere fills up with water and have it all be real, it's extremely challenging, and I think they did a fantastic job.
I think it's, in general, the whole movie, the size of it is what makes it very, very challenging. I had the feeling that we were doing 5 tsunamis, and I had to supervise all that action, all those pieces at the same time. That was the most challenging thing.
We have a genetic hybrid that really, I think, represents man's greed and hubris just gone way too far. I think we have a tendency to believe that because we have a certain technology or a certain power that we can utilize it however we please. And this is the film where we really wanted that to come back to bite us in a new way.
I think it's terrifying. That was the intention. And I really like the design. I thought a lot about how kids perceive dinosaurs. It's a very dark dinosaur. It's almost black. And when the dinosaur is in the darkness, you can only see the eyes and the teeth, which is basically what kids are scared the most. And also, something that is very terrifying are his arms. They're very long. They're almost like human arms. Hopefully that will be terrifying for the kids.